Have you ever thought about how one single country can be home to icy glaciers and scorching hot deserts? We're talking about India, a place of incredible natural wonder. So today, we're going to take a journey to figure out how one nation can hold so many different worlds within its borders. Let's get right into it.
So here's the big question, and it's a real head-scratcher. How can one country have places that are freezing cold while another part is a blistering hot desert? How can it have the wettest place on the entire planet and, at the same time, areas that might not see a single drop of rain for years? It seems impossible, right?
Well, the answer isn't just one thing. It's really a powerful mix of three key ingredients. India's location on the globe, its dramatic changes in altitude, we're talking from the towering Himalayas all the way down to the coast, and of course, its relationship with the sea. These three things work together to create this stunning mosaic of climates.
And the scale of these differences is just mind-blowing. I mean, look at this. You can be in the Himalayan regions of Dras and Kargil, where it's absolutely freezing, but then you could travel to the deserts of Rajasthan, and places like Jaisalmer are incredibly hot. And then there's Mawsynram, which holds the world record for the most rainfall, while that very same town, Jaisalmer, might go a whole year without any rain at all. It really is a land of true extremes.
So, how does this whole climate puzzle actually work? To understand it, you've got to look at the main engine driving everything. And in India, that engine is the powerful seasonal wind system we all know as the monsoon.
You know, the word monsoon actually comes from the Arabic word mawsam, which pretty simply means seasons. And that's exactly what it is. These are seasonal winds that completely change direction, and as they blow in from the sea toward the land, they bring the vast majority of India's rain. This whole wind pattern creates what you could almost think of as a four-act play every single year. It kicks off with a cool, dry winter from December to February. Then, the heat slowly builds into a hot summer from March to May. All that heat then pulls in the main event, the southwest monsoon, bringing those life-giving rains from June to September. And finally, the cycle finishes as the winds reverse course during the retreating monsoon in autumn.
And here's why this is so important. The monsoon isn't just about the weather, it's about survival. The entire agricultural cycle of India, which supports hundreds of millions of people, completely depends on these rains. If you get a good monsoon, you get a great harvest and people prosper. A weak one? Well, that can be devastating.
Now, as you can probably guess, this powerful and varied climate leads to an incredible range of forests. Basically, how much rain a place gets decides what kind of forest can grow there. And this gives India 5 major types, each with its own totally unique personality.
First up, we've got the tropical rainforests. You'll find these in areas that get absolutely drenched with heavy rain. These are the evergreen worlds of India. Just unbelievably dense, lush, and absolutely buzzing with life. Just picture it. A thick canopy of trees like mahogany and rosewood, so dense that sunlight barely even touches the ground. That's a tropical rainforest. But here's a cool fact. The name evergreen is a little bit of a trick. The trees do shed their leaves, but because different species do it at different times of the year, the forest as a whole never looks bare. It just stays green and vibrant all year round. All right, next up are the most common forests in the country, the tropical deciduous forests. Their entire life cycle is so closely tied to the seasonal rains that they've earned another name, monsoon forests.
And this is where you can really see the key difference. Unlike the evergreens, all the trees in a deciduous forest, think sal and teak, shed all their leaves at one particular time of the year. They do this in the dry season to save water. And what that means is, for a little while, the whole forest can look bare, before it just explodes with life again when the monsoon arrives.
But the diversity doesn't stop there. Oh no. Head over to the dry landscapes of Rajasthan and you'll find thorny bushes, where plants have cleverly turned their leaves into spines to save every last drop of water. Climb up into the Himalayas and the forests completely change to mountain vegetation. Here, the trees, like pine and deodar, are cone-shaped, a brilliant trick to let heavy snow slide right off. And then, down in the coastal Sundarbans, you find the amazing mangrove forests, where trees like the sundari have figured out how to live in salty water.
So with all these amazing and different habitats, you just know there's going to be some incredible wildlife. For the last part of our journey, let's meet a few of the amazing animals that call these places home.
And of course, we have to kick things off with the absolutely magnificent tiger, India's national animal. This powerful predator roams various parts of the country and is a true symbol of India's wild heart.
But the tiger is definitely not alone. In fact,
India is the only place in the world where you can still find the Asiatic lion safe in the Gir forest. If you journeyed to the forests of Assam, you'll find giants, elephants, and the incredible one-horned rhinoceros. Climb high into the Himalayas, and you might get a glimpse of the mysterious snow leopard. Or travel to the salt deserts of the Rann of Kutch to see the unique wild ass. Every habitat has its superstar.
And this richness isn't just on the ground, it's in the sky, too. The national bird is the stunningly beautiful peacock, but you'll also see parrots, pigeons, mynas, and hundreds of other species all over the country.
And get this, talk about an incredible journey. Every single winter, migratory birds like the little stint, which weighs next to nothing, fly over 8,000 kilometers all the way from the Arctic to spend the winter in India. That is just an astounding feat of nature.
So all this incredible biodiversity, the climate that shapes it, the forests that shelter it, and the wildlife that brings it all to life, it's a priceless natural treasure. But, it's also a very fragile one, and we can't take its future for granted.
So why is it so important to protect these forests? Well, simply put, they're the planet's life support system. They literally create the oxygen we need to breathe. They hold the soil together and stop erosion. They're like a natural pharmacy and hardware store, giving us timber and medicines. And of course, they are the only home for all the amazing wildlife we've just talked about.
But unfortunately, this natural treasure is in trouble. Reckless deforestation and illegal hunting are causing many species to decline at a frightening speed, and it's throwing off a natural balance that has existed for thousands of years.
But it's not all bad news. There is hope. A lot of effort is going into protecting this heritage. The government has set up national parks and sanctuaries and launched big projects like Project Tiger and Project Elephant. Awareness campaigns like Wildlife Week help a ton too. And we can all play a part, even by doing something as simple as refusing to buy products made from animal parts. So as we wrap up our journey, let's just think about this for a second. The survival of tigers, the health of our forests, even the very air we breathe, it all depends on keeping this delicate natural balance in check. So the real question for all of us is, what are we going to do to help protect it?